So in this video, we take a look into the recent developments concerning the inquiry into the case of Lucy Letby. The following information is taken from a recently released government document and the 30 questions the upcoming inquiry will seek answers to. On the 21st of August 2023, after a trial at Manchester Crown Court, Lucy Letby was sentenced to life imprisonment and a whole life order on each of 7 counts of murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. The offences took place at the Countess of Chester Hospital. The inquiry will investigate 3 broad areas: the experiences of the Countess of Chester Hospital and other relevant NHS services of all the parents of the babies named in the indictment, the conduct of those working at the Countess of Chester Hospital, including the board, managers, doctors, nurses and midwives, with regard to the actions of Lucy Letby while she was employed there as a neonatal nurse, and subsequently including whether suspicions should have been raised earlier, whether Lucy Letby should have been suspended earlier, and whether the police and other external bodies should have been informed sooner of suspicions about her. The responses to concerns raised about Lucy Letby from those with management responsibilities within the Trust, whether the Trust's culture, management and governance structures and processes contributed to the failure to protect babies from Lucy Letby, the effectiveness of NHS management and governance structures and processes, external scrutiny and professional regulation in keeping babies in hospitals safe and well looked after, whether changes are necessary and, if so, what they should be, including how accountability of senior managers should be strengthened. This section will include a consideration of NHS culture. The following is a non-exhaustive list of questions which the inquiry intends to seek answers to. Section A. The experiences of all the parents whose babies were named on the indictment at the criminal trial. Question 1. During their involvement with the Countess of Chester Hospital and elsewhere, what were the parents of each child told when and by whom about the condition of their baby? What was being done to treat them and what the prognosis was? Question 2. How and when were deteriorations, sudden or otherwise, in their baby's conditions explained to them? Question 3. Where parents raised concerns about the condition and or care of their babies, what was done and what were the parents told? Question 4. When were they given access to their baby's medical records? Question 5. What information were the parents given by the hospital regarding concerns about Letby's conduct and when? What were they told was being done about the concerns? Question number 6. What were the parents of each child told about the likely cause of death or injuries? When and by whom? Question 7. When were the parents of each child told that Letby was suspected of causing the death or injury to their child? Was the Trust sufficiently candid with the parents throughout? Question number 8. What are the views of the parents of each child as to the adequacy of the information they were given at each stage? Question 9. What was the parents' experience of the patient advice and liaison service? Question 10. What are their suggestions for keeping babies safe on a neonatal unit? Section B. The conduct of those working at the Countess of Chester Hospital, including the board, managers, doctors, nurses and midwives, during the period from the arrival of Lucy Letby at the hospital on the 4th of January 2012 to date. Question 11. What was known and what should have been known about Letby's previous work as a nurse when she began employment at the Countess of Chester Hospital? Question 12. What concerns were raised and when about the conduct of Letby? By whom were they raised and what was done? Question 13. Should concerns, including about hospital or clinical data, have been raised earlier than they were? When and what should have been done? Question 14. Were existing processes and procedures for raising concerns used, including whistleblowing and freedom to speak up guardians? Were they adequate? Question number 15. What was the culture within the hospital? To what extent did it influence the effectiveness of the processes and procedures at question 14? Question 16. Whether systems, including security systems relating to the monitoring of access to drugs and babies in neonatal units, would have prevented deliberate harm being caused. Question number 17. Were existing processes used for reporting concerns to external scrutiny bodies where appropriate? If so, what happened and when? Such bodies may include NHS England and its regional bodies, local commissioners, Monitor, NHS Improvement, Child Death Overview Panels, the Care Quality Commission, the police and the successor to any of these organisations. Question number 18. When was consideration given to reporting Letby to the police? When was she in fact reported to the police and by whom? Question 19. What information about each of the deaths was provided to the coroner? Was the Trust's provision of information to the coroner appropriate? Question 20. Did the relationship between clinicians and managers, nurses, midwives and managers and between medical professionals, doctors, nurses, midwives and others at the Countess of Chester Hospital contribute to any failure to protect babies on the neonatal unit from the actions of Letby? How did professional relationships affect the management and governance of the hospital? Question 21. Did the structures and processes for the management and governance of the hospital contribute to a failure to protect the babies on the neonatal unit from the actions of Letby? Is the management structure and governance typical of neonatal settings in other hospitals? Question 22. What was the board's involvement in the way concerns about Letby were dealt with by the hospital? Question 23. What was the board's oversight of clinical and corporate governance? Question 24. How was Letby managed once concerns were raised about her? Question number 25. Was Letby reported to the Nursing and Midwifery Council, and when? What information, if any, was provided to the NMC, Royal Colleges and any other external scrutiny bodies? What was done by the bodies to whom the actions were referred? What happened as a result? Question 26. What information, if any, was provided to the General Medical Council, and what information was requested by the General Medical Council? What was the result of any referral or discussions with the GMC? Question 27. What happened to those who raised concerns about Letby? And finally, Section C, the wider NHS. Question 28. Whether recommendations to address culture and governance issues made by previous inquiries into the NHS have been implemented into wider NHS practice and to what effect? Question 29. What concerns are there about the effectiveness of the current culture, governance, management structures and processes, regulation and other external scrutiny in keeping babies in hospitals safe and ensuring the quality of their care? What further changes, if any, should be made to the current structures, culture or professional regulation to improve the quality of care and safety of babies? How should accountability of senior managers be strengthened? And question 30. Would any concerns with the conduct of the board, managers, doctors, nurses and midwives at the Countess of Chester Hospital have been addressed through changes in NHS culture, management and governance structures and professional regulation? As always, many thanks for joining me for this video. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe down below for future content regarding this case. And very shortly you'll be able to see the Lucy Letby playlist, which has all of the videos that I've created regarding the trial and the case of Lucy Letby, all in one convenient folder. Many thanks for joining me for this video. I look forward to seeing you all again for the next one. Take care. Cheers.